Step 3 was rebalancing the fundamental. Step 4 is rebalancing the maximal. For us, that looks like an ATG split squat. You're gonna wanna start with the front foot elevated so you have enough hip flexor flexibility to not let the back knee touch. You lift your heel enough to get full coverage, keeping the torso perfectly vertical. This is ATG split squat. We can get stronger at this movement. This is the maximal knee bending, and this is the best way to do it, one leg at a time. We're trying to rebalance the maximal. Now, ways to add weights to this would be holding dumbbells, would be you could put chains on your neck. If you use a bar, you would want to hold the bar. I'll pretend like this is a bar. Okay, we have tons of videos on this. You'd want to hold the bar on front, because if you're holding a bar, this will force your posture. Whereas if you go bar on back, you can cheat your posture. And what happens if it gets too heavy and you have to ditch the weight? Probably going to hurt yourself. Whereas bar on front, you could get into trouble. You could have trouble bar in front, and you could just ditch the bar. So as it gets easier on the stretch, if you watch the hip flexors, then you would go to flat ground. So I'm not letting that knee touch. Flat ground. I've shown this before, but if we take our split squat and we just work that flexibility and we add our hamstring, you can get into a good split just off split squat plus some simple hamstring stretching, which we do as part of knee ability. It'll be in the final step on the stretching. So that's the split squat. That's what these guys are going to work on next. But remember, I said rebalancing the maximal. So for leg strength, it would be the split squat. For sport, for basketball, it would be dunking. For soccer, it would probably be kicking as hard as possible. That's just an example. My sport's basketball. Your job can be to apply this. You can chat with me about it, but you may have to apply this to your sport in a certain way. So some of these guys are working on split squat. Me and Justin are going to show some maximal dunking, and Forrest is going to put some certain angles in slow motion to show you just how much force this is. Probably the highest jumper in the world right now is Connor Barth, Basket Barth, your personal jump coach, and his right leg's about 2 inches bigger than his left. That's probably, mine are pretty even. His right leg, if you were to see it on camera, literally 2 inches bigger because of spending years just jumping right left. So that means tick, 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 boom. That means the right leg is under more time under tension. So the difference is probably only about an inch now from following these steps and from working on his left-right plant. So me and Justin are gonna do some balanced plants, and we're gonna show you rebalancing the maximal, rebalancing the jump. We'll start without a ball. So Fo, Fo's gonna film some slow motion angles. Let's start with, I'll start from there. You do your right-left since you're a natural right-left. I'm a natural left-right. We're getting pretty even now. And Fo, I want you to watch our knees on the takeoff. So I want you to notice the difference between if I go here, how much time under tension my left leg is under. Or sorry, that'll be what Justin's like. Watch how much time under tension the whole right leg is under. And then when I go, watch how much time under tension the left leg is under by comparison. Justin, I might as well toss you a little oop in front of the ring.
But this way.
All right, Justin, you're gonna go right, left. He's just gonna flush it in there. Might as well go 2. Fo's just getting some slow-mo. So you just jump as high as you can. Good. You're good, Fo. Don't worry. Good, you lobbed me up one. He's not even watching the finish. We're showing him the difference between right, left, and left, right. We'll get some different jumps on each side. Yeah, that side's probably good right there. Good. Now you get one from there. I'll get one from there. Yep. So we're just getting some reps here. You're looking at how much force. Basically, I'm trying to show you how much force goes into our legs just from the sport itself. Ooh, good job. Good job. Toss me one. I'll just dribble it in. We're more dunkers than alley-oopers. So you're gonna watch my right leg. Watch how much more tension my right leg is under. Now, we wanna look at some landings, okay? So go ahead and get your dunk. And now, Fo, I want you to get the camera more on the landing. I want you to see how much knee force comes in on this landing. Just get get an easy dunk. Yeah. Good. Two-hand dunk usually leads to a 2-foot landing. So I want you to watch the force when I do a one-hand dunk. I want you to see how much knee force that puts in. Because a one-hand dunk to reach, this is not my highest reach. So advantage-wise, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna land on my left leg. That's what normally happens in a game. So we'll get ready for the landing. See how much force came down through the left leg? That's what's gonna happen without thinking about it. It's gonna come down through that left leg. Why don't you get one of those? Yep. So that force comes down through the left leg. I'll show one, you can stay there, Phil. I'll show one the other side. If I were to dunk, if I were to reach with the left hand. So that time it came down right leg first. Use those legs, they're gonna be gone. Yep. Good, good. So, and sometimes a guy can have an emotion in the air where the other foot comes down first. Michael Jordan had a dunk where he would come baseline, he would go here, and he'd be in the air so long, the right foot wouldn't come down. Boom, dunk. Left wouldn't touch, boom, then right would touch. So the point is that a lot of guys will see a dunk, oh, that's bad landing for him, he's landing on one leg. Well, you don't always have that choice. Watch Russell Westbrook, Michael Jordan, the most aggressive players in history are usually landing one leg first. So we saw the split squat. We saw, Derek, you and Michael are gonna do 5 sets of 5 split squat now. You can use the curve to elevate the front foot. If you wanna add some weight, you can go chains. Yeah, Michael, you can add chains, or Justin, we'll get 5 sets of 5. Unless you wanna do some more jumping.
Yeah, let's do some more jumping.
All right, we're gonna get a little more jumping. So let's watch now. We looked at the forces of dunks. I want you to watch now the push-off. So we looked at this right here, boom. We looked at the landing, but let's even just look at the explosiveness if you're a player. So let's work on some of our, I'm just gonna do 2-hand dunks, Justin, and I'm gonna go back and forth, and I'm gonna work on my push. So watch my left leg. That's what builds up our energy into the dunk. So you have to think, even for your explosiveness, if you're only going a certain way in your sport itself, you're missing a lot. So we're gonna just balance up, working on an explosive push. Walk in, explosive push. Good. Impressive, impressive. Now it's my right leg, it's gonna push, cover the distance. Nice, guys. There it is, good. So obviously an athlete, imagine if a guy, yet this happens all the time, can go in one way and dunk, but can't even dunk the other way. Well, what does that mean for every possession? What does that mean when he drives right? Well, what happens now when he has to go to his left? So just rebalancing your dunks in itself, it's gonna build your legs, it's gonna protect your knees better. A few more of these? Yes, sir. I'm gonna walk in, try to get a little tomahawk here. Oh! Impressive. So that's an explosion in his sport. That dunking aside, it just means he's gonna be, that means if he was here and has to go steal a pass, he's gonna be more explosive either way, so offense, defense. Yes, sir. This is his non-natural side. Look at that. It looks natural, but it didn't look like that about a month ago. Very impressive. So there's a lot of stuff we work on dunking. We have a lot of videos on this, but you can see the idea. And for a lot of athletes, they can only go a certain way. Now, there's a little bit more to the rebalancing of the maximal. So if we're getting, everything we looked at is for our legs, right? But we still have to pick up our legs. So we're gonna look at how easy it is to train those muscles. So this is the end of step 4, Justin, on our accessory days is hip flexors. So we're all gonna work, when you guys are finished, we're gonna work on those hip flexors now. Right. So if you see them on split squat, look how they're getting full leg strength, hip flexor flexibility. What we're doing, you can stay there. Well, now on the accessory day, we got to strengthen those muscles that hold up the knee. So this would be a starting position. Straightening one leg at a time would add a little more weight, and then straightening both would be a way to work really hard. And even if you don't have these bars, so Justin, you get a good set in now. I'm gonna show some ways. You could sit here and you could just crunch and contract. And a good test is, can you put your palms flat? Hold yourself off the ground. So if you can do what they're doing and you get really strong on that, and then you can go here, you're gonna be able to pick your legs up, because if your legs, let's take a look on the court. If these muscles are weak, even if your legs are strong, you're gonna have to use to run, to play your sport. You're gonna be pounding on your knees way more than if these muscles are stronger, less force. Of course, there's still times you need to use all these muscles, but when you run and play your sport, the stronger the hip flexor is, the lighter your leg feels, and you don't have to be such a plodding runner. Same with the Nordic. If you want to jump off one leg and you only have quad, you're gonna slam your knee a lot more than if you can use the stronger the hamstring is, the less wear and tear on your knee by pulling the ground. So we're all gonna hit our hip flexors now. I'll show you a couple more ways how easy it is. You can sit in a chair, boom. Guys, take a peek over here. This is how easy it is to work on your L-sit. Right out of a chair or a bench. You can do 2-leg. So you can get world-class hip flexor strength right just from sitting in a chair, working on it until you can go straight. All right, that is now the end of step 4, which is rebalancing the maximal strength. So that's ATG split squat for our legs. For basketball, it'd be dunking. And for the accessory work, it would be hip flexors.